The back of the Times. Will you move on to the papers?
Yeah, let's do it.
The back of the Times is going with tonight's game between Liverpool and Manchester City. Be brave and attack City, urges Klopp. You've also got McIlroy ready to finish slam and tight calls for Leinster trio. That's regarding Robbie Henshaw, Sean O'Brien and Jack Conan, who were all set to be in contention for their Champions Cup semi-final. I mentioned City and Liverpool there. It is dominating the back pages this morning to build up to this huge game tonight. History Boys reads the back of the Irish Daily Mirror. Klopp says, go and make your own legacy. While you've also got that Leinster story here as well on the back of the Mirror. Robbie eyeing the semi-final. Robbie Henshaw set to be back from his shoulder injury. A 10-week layoff. So I guess we kind of expected it to be the case, but it's still probably going to be touch and go over the next few weeks. Klopp rallies depleted Reds, reads the back of the Herald this morning. Liverpool missing defensive trio for visit of Pep's top guns. While the back of the Irish Daily Star says, this is it. Jurgen Klopp has urged Liverpool to write themselves into the history books against Europe's best tonight. The back of the Sun then this morning says, a pain in the grass. Klopp fury over United City pitch snub. So Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp has got into a pitch battle with both Manchester clubs. He's angry that City will train at Goodison this morning, but in contrast his players have no place to work out before next Tuesday's second leg clash. That's an interesting little development there. Solidarity between the two Manchester clubs, it seems. And City of Goals reads the back of the Racing Post. Runaway league leaders can show class in Anfield thriller. It's Liverpool versus Manchester City. It's a 7:45 kick-off as always.
The Masters is the lead in the Irish Times, really. McIlroy hoping his numbers add up this time. And Augusta holds its breath in anticipation of Tiger's return. The miracle, in inverted commas, of Tiger not being able to walk and then suddenly being able to generate more club head speed than anybody else because he had a back fusion. The miracle. And that's all anybody's saying about that at the moment. There's been no significant questioning of Tiger Woods in the press conferences this week. Also on the front page of the Irish Times, it is the continuing fallout from the Ulster Rugby rape trial. Ulster Rugby and the IRFU have said winger Craig Gilroy is to be the subject of an internal review. It's emerged that Mr Gilroy sent a WhatsApp message referred to in evidence during the trial of his teammate and friends Paddy Jackson and Stuart Olding. That was the Any Sluts Get Effed WhatsApp that originated from Craig Gilroy. Craig Gilroy's statement last night was that he apologises for sending it, but that it wasn't in a group message, that it was private. Anfield hold its breath. Klopp vows to attack City again, and Liverpool's crowd prepares to play its part. That's the back of The Guardian this morning. Also, Woods dampens victory talk as momentum grows behind him at Augusta. It's funny how momentum grows behind everybody in the bill. Momentum's behind Jordan Spieth, it's behind Bubba, it's behind Rory, it's behind Tiger. I mean, if those four are in contention come Amen Corner on Sunday, happy days.
Absolutely. But the thing is, and I hate to bring it back to the market again, but you brought it up, like the betting when it comes to the Masters is an absolute nightmare. Like the first thing you look at is, the favourite is 11-1. Tiger Woods is 11-1. That's an amazing odds there each way. Any bookmaker paying 6 places. It's like, look at the fields. Look at the names that are at 30-something to 1, 40-something to 1.
Yeah.
It's an absolute kind of nightmare. It's a web of kind of lies and really treacherous waters is all I'm saying. But also from a neutral perspective, makes for amazing viewing. So no matter who's going down the home stretch on Sunday, it's going to be great. But if it is that quartet.
Educated people tell me that you can make money betting on golf. I don't really know how to do it, but so I tend not to. We might get some advice from somebody who knows a bit about that later on in the week. I'm a walking miracle. Woods on his amazing return to Augusta, and then also we need to create our own history. That's the History Boy story about Jurgen Klopp. Cristiano Ronaldo does not make the front of the Telegraph because, who cares? It's only Real Madrid.
It is a UK title. It is a Daily Telegraph.
It is a UK title,
and it is Liverpool versus Manchester City tonight. It is a humongous game.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo is fairly famous. He's just scored one of the greatest goals of all time. I know he has, and he does not merit your front page lead because you know what? You got Jurgen Klopp.
Not my front page lead.
Screw you, Europe, and your European shit. We don't care who you are.
He will probably trump Tiger or netball in front of my Daily Telegraph.
No, netball all day long.
Well, it looks like an exclusive interview, so maybe you got to go with that. But no.
Yeah, come on, Telegraph. Jesus Christ.
That's the only Ronaldo lead in the papers this morning, actually.
What?
The Irish Examiner that you're holding up right there.
But he's on the back page of all the tabloids.
But the actual lead, the actual main photo, main headline, out of this world, as you're holding up there. The only one that's actually dominating. So, you know, maybe the editors agree with me, Ger. Maybe Liverpool-Manchester City is a more important story.
I mean, the Guardian didn't do it either. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with these people? I mean, you know, also, this is the Independent, and that has Cristiano Ronaldo right there. Owen got distracted. Who's this? What's that? What's he doing? He's scoring a goal. Overhead bicycle kick, back page. Carberry, I'm going nowhere for now. We'll hear from Joy Carberry.
Carberry, the main story there on the back page of the Irish Independent.
Yeah, but we all know what the big story is. Oh, look, it's the main picture on the back of the Mail as well.
Jurgen Klopp dominating the headline. Klopp battle cry reads the main story there on the back of the Irish Daily Mail.
Is this the greatest ever Champions League goal? There's your newspaper headlines for you this morning.
It agrees to disagree. It's a time issue, obviously. I think people's jaws were still open when this thing happened and the deadline had passed. And they're like, oh crap, we actually haven't put the story in. I need to sit down and actually do some work. Maybe that's what happened. It was, like, of course, it was an unbelievable moment, and it will get kind of solidified in things kind of more permanent in newspaper back pages. Although you'd imagine the Spanish back pages are very interesting this morning as well. That would have been a good idea for the top of this show, Joe, wouldn't it? Thinking out loud.
Great. They're having the production meeting at 8:05 as opposed to, you know, 7 o'clock.
There was a lot of other stuff that we might actually bring people now in terms of the Ronaldo goal last night. For example,
la leyenda.
That's the back page of
Marca.
Okay.
Something the legend.
I have no idea. I don't do Spanish, but we'll we might as well bring you the video of the Juventus fans last night, because this was sensational. It was one of the things that will be remembered about this goal. Was just
to the legend.
To the legend. There you go. Here, let's just watch the video from the Allianz Stadium last night. Here are the Juventus fans reacting to Ronaldo's goal.
Polite applause, in fairness. What else can we do?
Sulk. Put your head down and kind of mourn the fact that you've just been knocked out of the Champions League.
You saw that picture of the Chelsea fans celebrating with Dele Alli after he'd scored. The Chelsea fans would have, you know, thrown their urine-filled cups down on top of their own supporters beneath them if Cristiano Ronaldo did that against them. That's what they would have done.
Well, there's that, and there's also
many hand gestures.
Yes.
Go and do that to yourself, young Cristiano.
But it's a strange one when it comes to Chelsea fans, because most of them probably only became fans of the club in and around 2003, 2004. So why not hop on a new bandwagon? Why not hop on the Cristiano Ronaldo bandwagon? I'm sure they would have changed when they saw that bicycle kick. They're like, wow.
I mean, technically, you could be a Madrid and a Chelsea fan.
Absolutely.
Homes in both of these sophisticated European capitals.
Completely. I'm sure you can even get a half and half jersey if you wanted, a half Real Madrid, a half Chelsea jersey, and you're a real football fan at that point.
Perfect. What else?
There was a couple of other things. I'm not sure what we actually brought at the top of the show. LeBron James was posting on Instagram about it last night. While he was warming up for a pretty huge game, actually, against the Raptors in the NBA last night, but he still found time to post about Cristiano Ronaldo's goal last night. I almost called him Zlatan. That's a Freudian slip right there. Are you not entertained? Cristiano Ronaldo, that's not even fair.
1.3 million likes.
I think he's the only person who described it as nasty. I'm sure there's other Yanks who describe it as such, but he's the only one.
There's only a few of us who can do that, says Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch is a genius. James Milner, we haven't talked about James Milner also being a genius. You see his tweet measuring the Easter eggs?
Yes. James Milner has suddenly exploded onto the Twitter scene in fantastic fashion. He is automatically my favourite footballer on Twitter, and fair play to him. I hope it's him doing the tweets. Like, it's kind of the same as Johnny Sexton when he first emerged onto Twitter. Like, just taking this persona as a guy who wouldn't necessarily take to social media too well because he might be viewed as kind of less out there than some of their other teammates, less kind of amicable to some people. That's what James Milner might be viewed as well, the boring James Milner. There was no boring Johnny Sexton account. There was, of course.
No, the boring carnies.
Exactly, but I think Sexton would have fallen into that category. So suddenly Sexton and James Milner arrive on the social media scene and kill it. They're doing fantastic work, so keep it up.
What's Sexton doing?
Well, Sexton, oh God, you're going to ask me for specifics now. Sexton's Twitter account is like 2 months old at this point. We may bring it up later in the show, but I'm not actually sure as he tweeted much recently, but certainly he started off quite well when people were like, "Oh no, this guy's on Twitter. He's clearly going to be the life of the party." And he had some very, very good comebacks to a few of his teammates, I should say, on Twitter. I wish I had specific examples here. If I'd known that I would actually have gone down on this tangent, I would have prepared myself.
Yeah, apologies for that. I mean, I'm battling illness today, and so therefore my performance is a little bit below par. You've got no excuse.
Well, no, I can feel myself via the contagion getting ill myself, so thanks a million for that.
It's not like we're in an enclosed studio here where the temperature is very high and it's fertile ground for disease.
It is very fertile ground for disease.
A petri dish.
It is. There's even jerseys in the corner there that should actually soak up this illness and leave it lingering in the studio for a couple of more months. So looking forward to this.
So Champions League goals better than Cristiano Ronaldo's?
Zidane, maybe. Nobody's talking about Mandzukic last year. I don't think Mandzukic's was better than Ronaldo's.
I think for these goals to really matter, they need to be winning goals. They need to be goals that have an influence on a game. So Joe Canning's amazing goal against Kilkenny doesn't really get that much play in terms of all-time great goals because they're getting hammered.
Yeah. Whereas you talk about someone like Owen Mulligan's goal against Dublin.
Yeah, it wins a game.
Won a game. Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I think the Peter Canavan goal against Kerry in the All-Ireland final is actually better because of the range of movement, people involved. The 1-2 that Canavan gives to Mulligan backing into using his big arse, and then the perfect slide, kind of left foot without breaking stride finish from Canavan beyond the outstretched arms of
Diarmuid Murphy.
Diarmuid Murphy, is it?
Yeah, it would have been 2005. What about any of Lara's goals in 2010? One of them in particular was amazing, wasn't it?
The one where JJ throws his hurl, or somebody throws the hurl.
Yeah, it was JJ, wasn't it? That one was sensational. And I do agree that it does have to count for something, but in pure skill, and you take the kind of situational element out of it, maybe there is a couple of other goals that could be up there, but they could be bizarre kind of absolute thunderbolts in the middle of the group stages, which matter not. So it is the pressure that's involved in it, and that's why he's so great, because he thrives under this sort of pressure. He wants to get himself in these situations. He wants to pull up a great team like Real Madrid under his own weight, and he wants to take them to the next level. And if he's doing it in this manner, then I'm all for Cristiano Ronaldo hanging around for as long as possible.